I think alignment matters, and people have a sixth, seventh, whatever sense, and they can just sense if you're fake or you're not doing things properly or as you said you would. And on that regard, it can also be performative from some end. If someone wants to show up and show their life, like how perfect that is, you can also sense that it's just too good to be true. I know some gym owners would say that they're influencers who go into the gym and they would set up all the cameras and stuff and take all the pictures, and they don't do any workouts because they just like look good. They're young, maybe they have the genes, whatever, but they don't actually do the work. They do show up as they are doing it, but at the end of the day, there's nothing behind it. And I think you really need to focus on what type of trust signals you show, from your own perspective as well as from your business perspective. And for example, in my realm, when we work with like brand website and funnels, someone can show up very perfectly on Instagram, but as soon as someone comes to their site and it all looks scattered and it's not the same look on Instagram as it on their website, and colors are different, fonts are different, and this is not just about the looks, but you cannot even click the button, or you click it and nothing happens, and the entire flow is just out of order and it's not what people would expect. That can also be a misalignment. So we just have to keep that in mind, that just because we show something on the front, that doesn't mean that it's actually the back end is equally valuable. And that's why having like a system or a framework that you use to give yourself a foundation is very important, to have clarity on the messaging and the visuals and the direction you're going, to be clear about what are you selling and who you're selling it to, and then use that and share it across different channels, depending if it's one or two, doesn't matter. And when it comes to like reflecting on whether my 5 year younger person would be impressed or depressed, I think she would be impressed and freaking surprised because she would really love to see where I got to, but also be very surprised because her idea about how this would look like in 5 years was different. She thought it's going to be like so easy and whatnot, but the more the more I learn, the more I realize, yes, we can get to the next level, but we're going to have bigger and sometimes even harder problems to deal with. That doesn't mean that we are failing. It's just we are growing, and it's actually way better. So I think it's great to look always back to that younger selves of ours, and people would definitely or the society would definitely expand. I always get surprised eyes when I say what my habits are of waking up at 5 a.m. and what I do in the morning and working out every day. It's just not something that people necessarily do, but this is important for me, and I know how it affects my life and my business, so I'm sticking to it.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. And what a great just thing as business owners, like to kind of wrap this up here on both sides, right? As business owners, especially in the world of coaching, teaching, showing, it's so important to make sure that the habits that we have across all the things, health, wealth, leadership, relationships, communication, that we're continuously working at it, right? We're not expected to show up as tens, but we're expected to show up as an evolving human being in those areas, and also making sure that we're working towards the next 5 years. So the woman that we are today, when we're continuously evolving in a good way, that means that the woman 5 years from now will be impressed. And that's where we always want to be. And we want to be that way, not only for ourselves and our community and our family, but also for our clients. Our clients are looking for transformation. They're looking for somebody to look up to. And so we need to make sure that we are excelling in those areas so that they can have someone to look up to. I freaking love that.